back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm back with even more reactions, thoughts, opinions on the L Word teaser trailer that was dropped yesterday. It's been almost 24 hours since it's dropped, so I've had a chance to think about it a bit more. Anyone who saw my breakdown yesterday, I was just so excited that I couldn't really contain myself and posted it. So I've also had a chance to talk to a lot of you guys and just wanted to put out some more like opinions and thoughts. And of course, you know, this is completely optional to watch. If you think that this is like too much, then we haven't had the show in a year and a half. So this 27 seconds, I'm taking it and I'm running with it. And I'm, you know, really excited about the show coming back. And I'm sure we're going to get another trailer soon, and I'll talk about that a bit more at the end and about the schedule of the show and things. So let's all watch the trailer together, and I will pause it as we go along and kind of talk about each like bit, and then at the end do like, you know, a sum up and also talk about the weird kind of schedule that's going to happen with the show and just other little bits and pieces that have come up. So of course, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, it's an excellent time to subscribe because we are getting so much content coming over the next couple of months. And if you want to be the first to know the news, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are looking forward to season 2 and you enjoy the video, give it a big thumbs up, as subscribing and liking are like the best things you can do to help out the channel. It brings more awareness, and whenever you're engaging more with the channel, it helps us reach more L Word fans. So thank you to anyone who does that. So I know before I've like put things in boxes and stuff, but this is the first time I'm trying it where I'm like pausing it and things, so hopefully it all goes smoothly. Okay, here we go. I'm still excited to watch it, even though I've watched it like 100 times, literally.
What do you want to get back together?
Okay, so first things first, RIP the throuple. We love you, we miss you, but it seems as though the throuple is well and truly gone. It was a season 1 thing and only lives on in our memories now, which I'll still go back and watch season 1 for some throuple love.
I'm kidding. What is the likelihood that I'm going to be able to find someone who meets all of my criteria?
Okay, so Bette, obviously we're having a little, I said this yesterday, I think, little gals gab, as we know. That's what the writers and JB and Leisha Haley and Kate Manning call the OGs having these like, you know, meals and drinks and stuff. They call them gal scabs in the writers' room. So I hope that we see, I mean, like, one, poor Bette, like it has to be so difficult for her at the moment. You know, we're definitely led to believe she was blindsided by Tina and her divorce, and it's clear to anyone who has eyes that she's still absolutely, and I mean she's admitted as much, that she's absolutely still in love with Tina. So to not only be split up and having to actively co-parent, and then the person has moved on with someone else and they're getting married and, you know, they're going to be around and stuff, and then like Shane and Alice are Tina's friends too, and then obviously Angie. So I just really, I mean, I have been in like literally this exact same situation. So Bette, I really, really feel you on this. And yeah, it's just actually the situation like eerily similar. So yeah, it's just really sad, and poor Bette, like poor Bette. Okay, the scene that like everyone has been talking about, the scene that I know whenever the trailer first went up, everybody immediately was like, Gigi and Danny? And then when I watched the trailer, I watched it once through, and then I started watching it like this, like pausing it. And so I saw, oh, it's Bette that's with Gigi. And this has probably been the thing that I've seen talked about the most, and so many people have been like, have their theories. I know there's some people who think that it's not actually Bette, that it's Helena, which, the angles and it's dark and stuff, I can totally, like, that's a totally valid idea. And also, it's the way that the scenes cut, like, the lighting is ever so slightly different. So it could just be the way it's from different angles. But I just don't believe they would give us this in the trailer. I mean, it has been, a very trying and long year and a half without any content. But I mean, I would be all for Bette and Gigi, like, absolutely. And even if it's like a one night stand thing, I think in a weird way they would actually work. But they're definitely presenting it like, if anything, it's going to be a one night stand thing. And I think that most of the season is going to be like very Bette and Tina angsty. Like, I think that it'll be most reminiscent of season 4 or 5 of the OG, where it was like building up, and that's why everyone loves like the she bar bit so much, because it wasn't like one day they just boom got back together. Like, there was this build, and like, the angst and jealousy, and that was the whole like fun of it. So everyone's entitled to their opinion, and absolutely, like, anyone can say what they want. Maybe some people don't like that, but it is a TV show, and at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So that was a really quick scene. What it looked like Angie, prom or a school dance, and she has like a suit on, so I'm assuming that'll be with Geordie. Finley with the black eye, I am going with Danny, absolutely decked her. Ari Mandy is like super super fit, like she is really really strong, and she does like a lot of boxing and stuff, which I think is super cool. So I'm definitely gonna go. She was on the receiving end of Danny's blow there. I love that scene where like it's Alice, Shane, and Bette like sitting in a line, and Shane's like, and you hear Shane say over the top,
Parts of people's lives.
the messy parts of people's lives are the most, I think she says, relatable. And I'm assuming that she's talking to Alice about like her book deal and stuff, because the book, well, we're led to believe that the book is called Don't Ask Alice. I was thinking that it's probably something to do with the whole like, inner chart lesbian culture in LA, and it being like, don't ask Alice because she's a gossip. Like, there is that book title that like it's playing on too, but I'll show the other little tiny trailer in a minute, and you can see Alice with like her manuscript, it seems, and Donald Faison, who's a book publisher, in it. And then we just see Danny and Micah like in sportswear, like working out at the park. And then we see Bette, Tina, and Angie, and Tina's like standing up and hugging Angie. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday, that those pictures that we got from set, like where Laura Holloman and Jordan Hull are in the elevator, the one with Jennifer Beals, Laura Holloman, and Jordan Hull, and they have the masks on, they're wearing the same outfits that they're wearing in the scene in the trailer. And it seems as though that is towards the end of the season, because when we were getting those pictures, so it could be like middle end of the season. And it looks like Bette is like teary-eyed, so it could be something like Angie's got into college, which again I'll talk about in a minute because that's in that. It looks like that's what's happening in like the other little clip, and you know, it's really nice to see them together and stuff, and like just the three of them. So it is going to be really nice, whatever happens, to see Bettina and Angie like all together, and I just really enjoy them on screen, like no matter what's happening, because I love Jennifer Beals and Laura Holman. I think they're great, and that goes for pretty much all of the cast. Like I love them all. So it's just great. The more the merrier. I want them all back. So I mean, hopefully we're getting Rachel Shelley back too.
They're always the most relatable.
So Finley looks like she's at the wedding, and I have tried so hard to see what is behind her. It's like it looks like one of those picture boards, you know, that people do at weddings sometimes, or it's like a table layout, and then there's like a pillar that has SH, and I think it's an I, but it's really hard to make out. So last night I was like driving myself crazy, like trying to think of what it could be, or like people's last names or something. So I couldn't come up with anything. It's probably not one of the main cast or anything's wedding, because when we saw all those wedding pictures and like all this stuff that I'm talking about pictures and things that we know from set, I've got tons and tons of videos on everything that we know about season 2, so I'll link some in the cards above and at the end, and in the description box I'll put the links. So there's some that like round up all the information, and if you haven't been too closely following what's gone on over the past year and a half, or well, like 7-8 months with filming, those are good videos to watch to like see everything that we know so far. So yeah, we know there's definitely a wedding. It seemed like quite a big deal because they were there for a little while, and Micah was in the wedding, we definitely know, and you could see like all the flowers and things. So I'm just really keep going back and forth about whose wedding it is. I don't think it'll be any of the main cast members. I think they'll be attending, and then, you know, with Micah appearing in it, it kind of makes you think that it is one of the main ones though. So I'm just so indecisive about that.
I think I've always loved you.
That was one thing that also a lot of people were saying different things when somebody says in the voiceover, I think I've always loved you. I heard some people saying they thought it was Tina, and some other people saying they thought it was Sophie. I'm pretty like 99% sure it's Finley that's saying it. I've listened to this trailer a lot, and I'm pretty sure that it's Finley. And then the next flash image is Jennifer Beals Bette, like looking in, it looks like it's kind of in the same scene that Angie has like the bow tie, so maybe like Bette's chaperoning prom or something like that, or Bette has that look, like art look, so she could be looking at Vanessa Williams like artwork, because we know that Bette's like really into the artist that Vanessa Williams is playing. But the lighting and stuff, and then in the background you can see like different lights. It definitely looks like some sort of like school dance or something, or it could be inside like one of those like wedding tent things where, you know, at night when they have like the dance floor and the music and stuff, it's just the way the lighting is in the background. So it's there's so many things it could be, but it definitely seems to me as though it's either like a school dance, Bette looking at art, or the wedding, kind of airing on the wedding thing.
Playing what happened. I need to know the truth.
And then we just see like flashes of Danny, Sophie, everybody's faces.
You'll never tell a soul.
At the end, it says you'll never tell a soul, and I think it's Danny that's saying that, but I'm not 100%. It's definitely surprising that Sophie Finley and Danny weren't in the trailer more. Like, they didn't seem to be in it at all. But then I'm also like, it makes sense because they don't want to give away who Sophie chooses, and I'm sure it's really difficult to pick scenes because whatever's happened, you know, they'll be together a lot. Like, how many scenes can you name from season 1 where Sophie wasn't with Finley or Danny? Like, I can't. Most of them she was with her sister, so it's really hard to pull like scenes out if it's obvious who she's chosen. And I mean, there was pretty much everyone was in it. You know, Tess wasn't in it. And then I think that they're still keeping Rachel Shelley under wraps because she did come off the IMDb page. So there's another little short trailer, like even shorter than this 26-second one, on Instagram. So let's check that one out too. Okay, so let's watch the other little clip that they only really put this out on social media. So let's check this one out.
Okay. Oh my God.
So definitely seems as though Angie's like checking if she got into university, because I mean, I think I was probably one of the last years that you had to wait for the letter and get it in the mail. And I remember I was like that when NYU was where like I really, really wanted to go. And that was like my number one choice. And when I got that letter, like I definitely was behaving that way. But I know now that the kids get it on through like email, because my brother is in his first year at university, and he got it through like this, I think it's through like the portal or the email or something. And then you see kids now like doing the reaction, and I don't know, maybe it's like having the physical thing, but it's the same thing. It's like just as cool, and finding out you got in and stuff, like it's definitely like a really cool moment. So it's just a little bit of an extended bit of what happens in the other one, where we definitely get a good view of Finley's black eye.
Shut up.
And Bette and who is that? That is Gigi, isn't it? That is Gigi. 100% that's Gigi. She's having a little hair smell. Maybe we'll have like a Gigi and Bette like BFFs. I'm liking this.
Shut up.
Micah and Danny again in the park.
Sorry. That is great news.
You should have seen your face. I'm excited for us.
Okay, so this is the bit I was talking about, where it definitely looks as though he's just given Alice, she looks like she's got a lot of notes on that book. There's like thousands of little sticky tapes on or like the little post-it things on top. So, yep, Alice is getting some notes on her book.
You don't have to take it all in at one.
Well, I wonder what that's about. You don't have to take it all in at once.
Have to take it all in at one.
Curious. So, what do you guys think that's about, and what are you thinking about the multiple Gigi and Bette scenes? So, yeah, I'm super like, I couldn't honestly be happier that we got this trailer. I talked about this a bit more on my live yesterday, which is up if you guys want to watch it, and just to get this content and stuff like in Pride, and after such a hard year and a half for people, that, you know, that's why I talk a lot of the time about how, especially within our community, like LGBTQ, but also like I feel as though gay women as well are even like, we're such a minority of a minority. So I think it's so great that we have this show and the community that we have, be it online or in person or whatever. Like when I watched the OG, I had like a community around me where it was real people going to watch parties and stuff. But now like pretty much all my friends are straight, and that's why I started this channel, is because I wanted to be able to talk to people about the show. That's really like at its core what it was all about. And I just think that us being positive and happy and putting goodness out, like you never know what's happening in people's lives. And it's been a really, really tough time for people, and it's always a you know, like people go through things all the time, and then to have what's been going on in the world over the past year and a half add on to it, it's why I'm like, this little bit of not only escapism but representation, and to think how happy it makes some people and stuff like that. I just think, you know, there are people that like, if you have different opinions or you have whatever, that's totally fine. It's like I have friends who have totally different political opinions to me, or opinions on vaccinations, or opinions on this and that, and it's like that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I just, you know, want us all to have positivity and happiness and be able to talk about things like a good way. So maybe that's cheesy and silly, but at the end of the day, like I just want the best for everyone and the best for the show, and just to enjoy it. That's it really at its core, is to enjoy a show that we all loved and are really lucky to get back for a second time, to not only have OG people who watched it, you know, back in the day, but to bring new people in and new audiences and people who discovered it during the panorama and all these other things. I think it's just really important that we all remember everyone's human, and at the end we all come together because we like the show. So take that as you will. If you enjoyed the trailer, if you are excited for season 2, please give the video a big thumbs up. And now is an excellent time to subscribe to the channel so that you're going to be notified when all this is going to be going down over the next few months. I said I would talk about the schedule a little bit. So the show is premiering on August 8th. I know some people are in denial about this, but it's August 8th, and you can stream it only on the 6th of August. So if you subscribe to Showtime through Showtime itself or Hulu, you can watch the episode when it's put up early. They normally do put it up at midnight Eastern time, so even technically it does come out early every time, because yeah, it starts on a Sunday night, but you can get the episode like at midnight the night before. And since shows have been coming back, like they did this with The Chai a couple of weeks ago, that they've been releasing it a few days early, and they used to actually do this like way back in the day, so maybe they're restarting it. And for the first 5 weeks the show will air on Sundays, and then it will switch on September 13th. It will switch to Monday night. So I'm not quite sure what this means for the releases. I'm sure we'll probably still get it at midnight on the Sunday. They may let us still have it midnight on Saturday, but it just depends. I'll keep an eye on it and keep you guys updated about when you'll be able to stream it. And that means the finale is going to be on October 11th. So we've got a lot to look forward to. I couldn't be happier. I'm sure this is not the last time I'll talk about the trailer. And some people have asked me, what is this it? You know, are we done now until August? And the answer is no. Like there's definitely going to be another trailer. This is not like very normal for Showtime. They will release another trailer soon that will be longer than this. So it usually is about 60 to 90 seconds. It really depends on how much they want to give away because the show is coming back so soon. So I'd expect to see another trailer towards the end of the month. It really just depends, but I'd be surprised if we didn't have it by the first week of July. So that is another thing to look forward to. And if you're not already following me on a social media, that's a great place to follow as well, because I usually like update information like the trailer, the release date, Rachel Shelley coming back. I put all that out on Instagram first and then I'll go and do a video about it. So that's a good place to follow me as well. And as always, make sure that you guys are staying safe, staying happy, taking care of yourselves. Happy Pride, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.